Hello and welcome. Clare here with another episode of your every morning, weekday morning, Stay Sane with Clare. How are you? How are things going? Let me know via the comments. And today I want to talk to you about something that can be a really big issue for us. And I'm hearing a lot of my friends and a lot of my network talking about this, is mama guilt. So here is what we have tried to do. We have tried to take our working full-time or part-time gig or running our business, and we're now adding in full-time childcare. And in many cases, we're also adding in having to tutor and teach our children. And we're all stuck at home together. And we are drowning in guilt. We are very aware that we might be letting down clients or not meeting objectives at work. We feel like we're ignoring our kids and not giving them the attention they deserve. And if we're honest, for a lot of us, the house is an absolute mess. Yeah. So here's the thing about guilt. A tiny twinge of guilt can be really useful to tell us, oh, yeah, we're not delivering or behaving the way we would want to. But when guilt expands to become an underlying radio station in that inner critic self-talk, it becomes really destructive. It becomes personal. We feel guilty and we start telling ourselves we're not a good enough person. Now, guilt is a whole other topic. It's much bigger than I want to talk about today. Instead, today, what I want to do is give you some practical ideas for what we can do when mama guilt rears its ugly head. Okay, so that wave of guilt comes up. Maybe we've just missed a deadline at work. Maybe we feel that giving the kids toast for lunch for the 15th time in a row is not doing what we'd want to be doing. The first thing we need to do is calm those emotions. I talked about methods to do this in the Natural Resilience Masterclass I ran this week, and you can still get instant access to that if you go to clareyosa.com/natural resilience. The key is that resetting the hormones and emotions in the body to calm the mind. So if guilt comes up, deep breath in through the nose and out with an R. One more time, breathing in. And one more time, breathing in. Just let yourself come back here now. Then there's a really useful self-mentoring question you can ask yourself if guilt comes up. What is real in this? So there's a difference between what's real and what is our projection, our mind stories, the dramas in our heads. What is real in this? If you imagine you were a lawyer constructing a case, what are the actual facts rather than the judgmental, self-criticizing drama stories? The actual facts, okay, the kids are having toast for the 15th lunch in a row. Doesn't make you a bad mum. It just means the kids are having toast for lunch for the 15th time in a row. Great. What do I want instead? I want to be able to have something nutritious. Maybe the supermarket was closed or the queue was too long and you couldn't wait long enough because you had to get back to work. Great. What can I do with the resources available to me right now to improve this situation? So this is the kind of thing that you can do when the guilt comes up. Now, the other thing that we all desperately need to do is we need to cut ourselves some slack. And where we don't have permission to cut the slack, we need to talk to those who do. I am seeing so many employers being absolutely amazing, explaining to their teams, we understand that you are juggling the stress of all of this with everything else that's going on. Do your best to get the objectives met, but forget about standard working hours. They're being incredibly supportive. They're having Skype meetings with teams or Zoom meetings with teams, so that emotional connection remains. This is really transformational. But I'm also seeing employers who are expecting you to put in your core hours and work as though you were at work and we were not in the middle of a national emergency. This has to stop. And it stops one vulnerable, open-hearted conversation at a time. What could you do today to talk to your employer, to talk to your boss, to talk to HR, to say, look, I actually need this to drop because I have my kids at home. And the school is in crisis because they're looking after the children of key workers, so the teachers aren't actually available to teach online. I need to support the teachers by teaching my children, and I also want to get my work done, but there are only so many hours in the day. We need to be making extraordinary changes in our lives to be able to flow through this rather than ending up in burnout. So, my question to you today is, what could you take control of in your life to allow you the space to meet everybody's needs, including your own, so you don't need to feel guilty? Yeah, we've really shaken things up at home here. The kids are doing much more to help. They're taking it in turns with cooking. We're still a very long way from getting that balance right. I've had to cut my work schedule right back. But we're doing our best every day. And the key thing we're doing is not beating ourselves up about this when we don't meet our usual standards on things, yeah? When I ran the Resilience Myth Masterclass, the first email for the replay had the wrong link in for the replay. Now, that would not normally have happened. That happened because I was juggling children, teaching, work, everything else, and all of the student stuff and feedback that was coming in. And that's a pretty major blooper by my standards. And I got quite a few people saying, it's the wrong link, it's not there. And you know what? I refused to feel guilty. I had immediately sent out an email with the corrected link, and everybody who had clicked the wrong link, I personally emailed them to apologise and send them the right link. So I dealt with what had gone wrong without allowing guilt or emotion or mind story drama to get in the way. So I'd love to hear from you. What could you let fall off the table? How could you rearrange your expectations? Who do you need to talk to for them to rearrange their expectations, to allow you the space to be all of who you need to be in these coming weeks, however long this lockdown lasts, so that you can come out the other side feeling emotionally safe, whole, healthy, happy and well as far as we possibly can, and make mama guilt a thing of the past. I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please tag somebody or share this video with somebody. If you're watching it on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. I'll be back tomorrow at 8:45 with more Stay Sane with Clare. And if you want to join us over in our Natural Resilience Facebook group, you'll get the training. You get 3 of my other top courses for natural resilience. We're going to have weekly Zoom calls. You're fully supported on this stage of the journey. You can find out how to join at clareyosa.com/natural resilience. I would love to get to share this with you. Sending you big hugs, and I hope you flow through today.